CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It is time to do our weekly team meeting. Before we begin our weekly team meeting, I just want everyone to know about the place we all do our big data bowl coding for this year, which is over on Lambda. Over 300,000 developers spinning up instances, AI developers, machine learning engineers, everyone in between. They're over there at Lambda. Exclamation Lambda, if you're interested in free $20 credit. Welcome. How do you feel? It's been now 2 weeks since we went to the conference there.
Look, it has been a long-standing fact that I have a deep, deep hatred for the city of Pittsburgh. And I think that the city of Pittsburgh hates me back, because ever since I stepped foot within city limits, my life has just been going downhill. I'm just on an epic losing streak right now, and I need something to cheer me up. I spent the entire week trying to make a little money on the side, been trading some crypto, day trading crypto all week. I think I'm the only person to have lost money. Both.
As the owner of this team, I kind of wanted to talk about the opportunity you presented me and really this chat last week, because I did think about it. I did have a very, very long thought, and there was a particular moment in time through the presentation you had, and I think the thing that resonated with me the most was this image. I think this image was the one that got me the most, because I really was like, oh yeah, the only real reason to own any team or franchise is both to beat all the other rich billionaires into submission via competitive through some competitive means, but also the fact that it year over year generates tons of profit. So this was a pretty compelling case for me. So I did think about it, and I came up with my own a couple of my own ideas. Okay, it's just perhaps riffing on top of your ideas, which were obviously good. So I've seen this meme before, and what if we went away from the idea of data and towards the idea of poke?
Okay. Like Pokemon?
Yeah, very close. It is an industry of food where if you do a little Googling, the poke bowl food market is actually a gigantic multi-billion-dollar share of the fast casual industry now. So I'm thinking I want that poke cash. That's what I want. And in my thoughts that have been inspired by you. So thank you, really, at the end of the day. There were, just like any stand-up, I did a little self-standing up, and a couple ideas immediately presented themselves as blockers. And the first one was, I'm running this big data bowl team that we currently have. And the second thing is the amount of money I've been investing into this team with the Airbnb, all of the Airbnb legal fees that I'm now in, some sort of lawyer fees from previous big data bowl participants on this team that I have to cover internationally now. several different things where I just don't have as much money as I thought I was going to have at the end of the Big Data Bowl season. So I still want to win the Big Data Bowl, but I also want both an efficient way to win in terms of money and time. So I'm thinking, what's the best way to come up with the best Big Data Bowl solution? What's the best way to solve the Big Data Bowl? And I realized that all the other billionaires are solving their issues using AI. So I'm thinking of, rather than fielding the Big Data Bowl team as it currently exists, I'm thinking of pivoting the Big Data Bowl team a little. If we were able to pivot our way towards a perhaps generative Big Data Bowl solution, and here is one Big Data Bowl solution that came out of ChatGPT: Sideline Jogging Efficiency Index. I thought this was a pretty smart one. Evaluate how quickly players are coming on and off of the field during a substitution, right? And then see how that correlates with the game outcomes. You know, you're using a little tracking data. You know, this is like the first idea from ChatGPT. I just did a little copy, a little Control-C, Control-V, you know? Measure all the players' average speeds on the sideline while they're just getting ready to come back in, maybe? Maybe are they efficient with their exercise routine on the sidelines? And then ultimately, players who are faster and more straight line joggers on the sidelines, maybe they are contributing to the success of their team more often than players with inefficient routes on the sidelines. So, like that's clearly better than anything we've ever come up with in on this team. It's clearly, right? Would you agree? Would you agree?
Like where your head's at. One, this is great because it's a lot less work for me. I don't have to do any more thinking, which I appreciate. Two, I think that if you just breathe AI or whisper AI, you just get money thrown at you. So, you know, AI is where it's at. Everyone knows that.
Yes.
People are out, machines are in.
Correct.
So I'm all about that. And the third thing I like about this is AI doesn't want any money. It can't collect money. So
Exactly.
I still have to be there. This is exactly like, you know, when you're hanging out on the street corner and some street urchins come up to you and they're like, we want to play the lotto and gamble, but we're too young. Here's our money. You go in there, you buy the lotto tickets for us, and then you get a cut if you win. This is what AI is doing for me, where I'll just go in and be the person behind the AI, and then I get money and I don't have to think. Win,
Yeah.
win, win. So
See,
I like this.
yeah, so I even had an idea of where you and also where Ghetto Bob fit in. Okay,
Great.
so here's our Big Data Bowl team, you and Ghetto Bob. Now, now dream with me a little here. I'm thinking, why not just, like, you guys are, you know, you're on the front lines. You've done so much of the work last year. It's perhaps maybe even a more interesting challenge, maybe a new point of view if you were part of my big Poke Bowl team. And check out these sweet logos. You know, you two being tuna service representatives at the Poke Bowl shop that most likely I will open. So a little, just to show you somewhat of, you know, imagine with me here. We're going from the Big Data Bowl to OpenAI Big Data Bowl, and for you two, Big Poke Bowl is what this is all. Okay, let's continue with this vision.
I
So
I I I think I need to come clean about something that it
yes.
might be a little wrinkle in your plan. But I have to legally stay away from fish in any food service setting by a minimum of 30 yards. I worked at Long John Silver's when I was younger, and we had some health complaints and issues that got me barred from handling and working with fish. Apparently, I leave it out too long. Fish can't be left out like a loaf of bread. I didn't know that. And that some of my practices with seafood are unsafe for the consumers. So as long as you know that I can't um, touch any of the fish, and I'll just stick to the rice and veggie stations, I'm still in on this. But I felt like I needed to say something that I will not be allowed to handle any of the seafood products.
Okay, well, funny you mention that because you might not be able to handle these products in Ohio, but what about in Indiana? In Indiana,
Ah,
so here's a concept for you. Another way that I think this team's going to be able to generate a little more revenue. The minimum wage in Indiana is actually 7.25 an hour. But because of what I call wage hugging, okay, some people might call it something else, but when you hug your wages a little better, um, turns out since we're working in a restaurant, I'll be able to pay as low as $2.13 an hour. So incredible, just in terms of like, you know, money in the coffers, right? So that's just like a gigantic savings for us. And so here's the idea. Here's the idea. Rather than a Blimpies, this is the Poke proposal. We're gonna do something called the Big Poke Bowl, and it's gonna be in Lucas Oil Stadium because this is Nick Wynn's Indianapolis Colts. We're gonna open it on just exactly the same date as the Big Data Bowl. Uh, um, the Big Data Bowl deadline, which is Jan 6. And I'm thinking the name of it could be something around uh, the Tuna War Zone. And I think to make it even more luxurious, things that would appeal to people who would absolutely just give us the most money for a poke bowl. I think we're gonna go exclusively bluefin tuna for a poke bowl. And look, it's just you, me, maybe some fishing opportunities in some designated areas where bluefin tuna exist. We can go out there, grab ourselves a little bluefin, maybe get Ghetto Bob to come out and pilot the ship for us, uh, and then you know, ultimately make the most money for this team, and and really like it's not just like, oh, we're gonna go catch some fish and make some poke bowls and like sell them outside of Lucas Oil Stadium. We're gonna be in like look at some of these, look at some of the planning, some of these architectural designs that we got back. The tuna warfare. Look at this. Look at this. There's even that blimp that apparently is in all of these things that you've demonstrated over the past year and 4 weeks. You know? Here's
well,
another. Yes, go for it.
I just gotta say, I'm in. I never miss an opportunity to do two things. One, make money, and two, get out on international waters. So if you're serious about that fishing trip and we can get out on international waters, I gotta be on international waters again. Because the things they let you do out there, let me tell you. So I love it. I'm in on it. I think
Okay.
we need to think bigger for this Jan 6 event. Imagine
Well,
a packed Lucas Oil Stadium. The lights go dim. The crowd hushes. You need a big Pokeball the size of half of the field out on the 50-yard line. Spotlights come down. The Pokeball is full of fish. Out of the middle of the Pokeball, a stage rises. Lady Gaga. The crowd goes wild. I mean, we really need to take this event to the next level.
that's true. This is why the Idea Generations department perhaps might be a part of the Idea Generations department in your near future. Um okay, here's some marketing ideas as well. Some thoughts. Perhaps some things I'm workshopping here. What about where the battle for flavor never ends? The tuna war zone. You know? And then here, another piece of this is maybe some advertising opportunities. Exclusively blimp-based advertising.
Of course. I mean, is there any other kind in 2024?
Apparently not. Apparently not. So I do only have one question for you. Do you want to start today or yesterday?
Brother, I was ready to start last week.
See, this is why the big poke bowl. See, we what I'm thinking is we use some of the original, like some of our soft open data, and then put it out there for people to play with, and we offer them gigantic prize of a poke bowl on grand opening day. And we could take their info about how we're doing in terms of sales and what's on our menu and implement that into our business directly.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this tuna Warzone idea. You remember
Yes.
the original American Gladiators when they would fight on a balance beam over the water with those like it looked like kayak paddles with
Yes.
buoys on the end of them? I
Yes.
mean, we could do the same thing and just replace those paddles with a 30-pound fish and have dudes
Yes.
whacking each other with fish into the water.
Maybe it's like a bluefin and it's like some sort of process of the tenderization.
Yeah. Yeah, and then everybody in the crowd gets to eat that fish afterwards.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
Or
I
like
like where this is going.
maybe like the first people in line are the people who wagered on the person who won. And then the last
Yeah.
people in line obviously are the people who were the losers. So
Now, not everybody enjoys fish. So, are we going to diversify and serve some actual Pokemon? Maybe a nice Jigglypuff souffle, Charizard
yes.
fillet, something like that?
Yes. Yes. I like where you're I'll have to look in to see if any of that is available. I think I'm bound to like whatever is in like the Cisco distribution of foods product wise would be. So
Look,
so we'll have to
the
see.
FDA no longer exists. We can eat whatever we want, brother.
It's true.
Whatever we want.
That's true. Okay, that is all I have for this week. Do you have anything for this week?
Yeah, yeah. So, we're gonna, kind of skip over what I've been working on this week. Didn't get a lot of hands-on keyboard time, like I said. Little preoccupied trading crypto, but I was doing coaching interviews all week, and
Oh,
I've got a little bit of an update for you.
okay.
Um, Schefter's rumors were true, there are 2 former Indianapolis Colts coaches interested in the Indianapolis Colts Nick One's version.
Okay.
Had the opportunity to narrow that down to Jeff Saturday and Jim Mora. We should expect to hear from one of them next week. But both of them seemed curious, might be the best word. Maybe some would say perplexed. But I thought the interviews went very well. There are no John Montanas, but excited to see if either of them is going to take the bait and get hoodwinked into joining us as a coach.
Right, right. Well, it's funny you mention it because we're going to need a lot of bait for the bluefin tuna trips.
Oh, we're using human bait. I love it.
We don't know
That's
what
why you go in international waters.
that didn't cross my mind, nor would it have ever crossed my mind. But now that you say it, I still have questions. But who knows? Maybe other fishers might agree. I've never fished before, so.
Human bait's the best type of bait when you're out on international waters. You will not stop catching fish. You're going to need a bigger boat, is what they say.
I guess that's where the saying comes from.
Yep. That's exactly where it came from.
Okay.
That dumb movie stole it.
It's true. That's okay. Well, we have coaching interviews next week. That's good. I believe we'll have a mix of coaching interviews and probably maybe 1 or 2 updates on our project. We'll probably be able to. We'll definitely by Tuesday have some of that. That's for sure.
Yes. No, we're making some progress behind the scenes. Like I said, a little less hands-on keyboard time this week, but the ideas are churning. The idea factory is flowing. I mean, look, you've seen the brilliant ideas that have come out of these stand-ups over the past couple of weeks. This is an idea generation factory. I mean,
that's true.
We're shitting out ideas left and right. And people are coming by and they're looking at that shit and they're like, wow, that's gold. That's how good these ideas are. So
that's true.
I'm not worried about the copicornia of ideas that we've got coming out.
Okay. Nor am I. So I believe this time next week, well, this weekend, I believe I'm going to try to do a little work on maybe tuna warfare, but I think perhaps by Tuesday we'll have we're all going to have a lot of updates on Tuesday, I feel.
It's going to be a Super Bowl stand-up.
Okay.
It's going to be action-packed.
I'm excited. Okay, well that's I feel like those are the action items. You got the possibly coach interview. Obviously starting up with Big Poke Bowl, and then Big Data Bowl updates. Perhaps AI generated. So, okay. Well, I don't have anything else. If you don't have anything else,
nope, that's it for me. I'm just ready to go on the Big Poke Bowl.
Okay, I'm excited. Well, I'll let everyone know that if you are ever working on the forefront of either the fast casual service industry or sports analytics industries, please check out Lambda Labs, !Lambda in chat, to get your free credit, $20 to sign up and take a look around. Maybe it fits your needs as an ML developer of some sort, an AI developer of some sort. Please go check it out. And I will see you and Ghetto Bob. I have booked something out of Fort Lauderdale this weekend, so I will meet you guys there.